Welcome. I'm so excited to be sharing Nowrouz with all of you today. We at the Asia Society always look forward to Nowrouz. Usually we do it together in person. Today we're going to do it online, and we're excited to be working with Paradis for children, who will help us with several wonderful workshops. And there's an ingredients list and that you can check in to see which you might need for the workshops. And then a special screening of Feathers of Fire, an extraordinary piece of theater, cinema, storytelling from the Shahnameh. And I think you'll have a particularly wonderful time to bring all your questions to ask the director about how he made this wonderful new piece and maybe how you can make your own story. So welcome to Nowrouz. Spring is here. It's time to celebrate a new year. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Aida Izzat Pano and I'm here today to tell you about the celebration called Nowrouz and to show you how to set up your Hafseen table. The word Nowrouz means new day and it's a celebration of the first day of the spring, which is also the first day of a new year in Iran. A Hafseen is a table decorated with items that have very special meanings for the new year. Have you ever helped set up a Hafseen table? Well, I'm going to show you how and why to do so. The celebration of Nowruz originated in the Persian Empire over 3,000 years ago. Today, Nowruz is celebrated in Iran in many other places that used to be a part of the Persian Empire and by people anywhere in the world with a connection to these cultures. Nowruz is a time for celebrations, new beginnings, and many traditions. A tradition is something that people do over and over again. In case of Nowruz, these are things that people do every year before, during, and after the actual first day of the spring. The exact beginning of the new year happens when the season officially changes from winter to spring on what is it called the vernal equinox. The vernal equinox is the moment when the length of the day and the length of the night are exactly the same as each other. That moment is when spring begins, and after that, little by little, the days start becoming longer than the nights. The exact moment when this happens is different depending on where you live in the world. For example, this year the time of the vernal equinox in New York City, where I am, is 5:37 and 28 seconds in the morning on Saturday, March 20th. Have you ever noticed that each year we celebrate Nowruz at a different hour? Celebration of Nowruz reflect the renewal of the earth that happens with the coming of spring. In preparation for Nowruz, it is common to see people shopping for many different items to include on their Hafseen table setting. I will tell you more about these items later. It is also common for people to buy new clothes to wear on the day of Nowruz.
چشمه ها کم کم پر از آب میشن
Other preparations for Nowruz that you will find people doing include growing sabze, which are sprouts, making traditional sweets and pastries, and doing a thorough spring cleaning called khune tekuni, which means shaking the house. Can you imagine yourself shaking the old dust from winter out of your house for the first day of spring? As the new year approaches, some people who celebrate Nowruz also do other things to renew or refresh their living environment. Traditionally, some people wash their rugs, curtains, and windows. Some people rub all their copper utensils to shine cleanly and brightly. Some people empty their closets and get rid of old stuff. Some people even put a fresh coat of paint on their houses in preparation for Nowruz. By doing such things, Iranians believe that they are removing from their home energies that are old and potentially bad or unrestful.
چهارشنبه چهارشنبه سوری ما همه خوشحال و خندون دور آتیشم میشیم کوچیک و بزرگ با دل و جون امشب آتیش ما تا صبح روشن نارنجی و زرد صبح که شد سرخی آتیش و ببین مونده روی سر زردی من است و سرخی تو از من شادی با من هم و شادی بیا روزای روشن خورشید گرد.
First official ceremony that Iranians hold for welcoming the new year and getting ready for Nowruz. Charshanbe Suri is festival of light and fire. It is always held on the Tuesday night before Nowruz. This is a time when people are hoping for enlightenment and happiness throughout the coming year. One traditional way that Iranians do this on Charshanbe Suri is by gathering together outdoors and jumping over the flames of bonfires. This suggests that they are burning away anything bad that happened in the past year. When people jump over a fire on Charshanbe Suri, they say the words زردی من از تو سرخی تو از من. These words are spoken directly to the fire, meaning, may my paleness be yours and your red glow be mine. Can you repeat that with me? زردی من از تو سرخی تو از من. زردی من از تو سرخی تو از من. It is said that ancient Iranian people believed that the spirits of their ancestors visited them on Charshanbe Suri. These people would wrap themselves and their children in shrouds and go around the streets banging on pots and pans with spoons to mark the eve of the last Wednesday of the Iranian year. This tradition is called qashq zani, which means spoon banging, and it is similar to trick-or-treating at Halloween. There are many traditional foods eaten on Charshanbe Suri. Iranians prepare these special foods for their families and for giving out to people in their neighborhoods at night. One of these special food is a mixture of nuts called آجیل مشکل گشا, meaning problem-solving nuts. This mixture is said to make people's wishes come true. It includes raisins, apricots, figs, roasted chickpeas, hazelnuts, almonds, pistachios, and other dried nuts. Then comes Nowruz, the new day. On Nowruz, people traditionally wear new clothes and welcome in the new year by their hafsin table. This is the beginning of a 12-day celebration when all of your worries from the past year are washed away and your relationships with family and friends are renewed for the year that is just beginning. During these 12 days, family and friends travel to visit each other, beginning with younger family members visiting older family members. In return, the older relatives give their visitors Eid, which are Nowruz gifts. People make sure to have tea, nuts, and different kinds of sweets at home to serve to their guests. Many special foods are served for Nowruz. Traditionally, for the meal before Nowruz, people eat sabzi polo and mahi, which is rice with herbs and fish, and kuku sabzi, which is like an egg frittata with many herbs in it. These are traditionally served the night before Nowruz. The herb dishes are believed to mean rebirth, and fish is believed to mean life. So eating these traditional Nowruz meals is like participating in the rebirth of life. Rishte polo is a nice smelling rice dish with noodles in it that is often served at Nowruz. It is believed that by eating rishte polo at Nowruz, you will be able to take better control over your actions and therefore improve the chances that New Year will be a good one for you. Did you ever think that eating dinner could mean something so important as this? After 12 days of the Nowruz celebration, Iranians celebrate Sizdeh Bedar, which means the passing of the 13th day. Family and friends gather together for picnics and outdoor activities in a park or other green areas. Younger members of the family make a wish for the new year by tying knots in strands of the sabzi or sprouts that they began growing weeks ago for the Hafsin table. Then the sabzi has to be thrown into a river or a stream for the wish to come true. Just as this sabzi is returned to nature, people begin to go back to their everyday lives. What will be your wish for the new year that is coming?
همه جا سبزه و همه خوشن باز دوباره بهاره سنج سمنو سماق سیر سکه و سبزه و سیب
I said I would tell you later about the special items included in a Hafsin table, and that is what I'm going to do now. In Persian, Haft is the number 7, and Sin is the letter S. So Hafsin means 7 S's. A Hafsin table is decorated with 7 items that all begin with the letter S. Each one of these items has a special meaning connected to our New Year's wishes for ourselves, for our family, and for our friends. These 7 meaningful S items are Senjed. This is the fruit of a silverberry bush. It means love. Sib. This is an apple. It means beauty. Sabze. These are sprouts. They mean growth and rebirth. Sir, this is garlic. It means good health. Samanu, this is a sweet pudding made of wheat. It means affluence. Sirke, this is vinegar. It means patience and age. And somak, this is a red spice called sumac. It means sunrise and a spice of life. In addition to these 7 items beginning with S, people include any number of other meaningful items in their hafsin. These may include coins for prosperity, hyacinth flowers for their nice fragrance, a mirror for reflection and clarity, candles for warmth and happiness, painted eggs for fertility, water or rose water for purity, bread for prosperity, goldfish for new life, a book such as the Quran, Hafiz poems, or the Shahnameh for knowledge, traditional Iranian pastry for happiness, and Isfand for protection against the evil eye.
چند تخم مرغ رنگی کنار تنگ ماهی میشینیم دور سفره چه لحظه قشنگی به رسم خوب هر سال شعر حافظ میخونیم شادی و خوشبختی رو حق همه میدونیم
در این نوروز کیان دلت خرم به جهان نباید پرخنده باشد در این نوروز کیان دلت خرم به جهان نباید پرخنده باشد گل خوشبختی بچین الهی سال نوی به تو فرخنده باشد
Now that you know all about Nowrouz, I hope you will join in the festivities of the Persian New Year too, and that you will enjoy setting up and celebrating at your own hafsin. I am Aida Izzat Panoh, and I wish you and your loved ones a wonderful spring and a happy New Year. Mubarak. Happy Nowrouz.
سنج سمنو سماق سیر سکه و سبزه و سیب 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 سرمای زمستونم رفت عید اومده دوباره شادی و خنده میاره سفره رنگین داریم تنگ بلورین داریم تو سفرمون 7 تا سین سکه سماق سنجت سیر یه سینه دیگه تو راهه یواش سر در میاره اسمش سبز چه نازه دورش یه روغن درازه سینه آخری سمنو شیرینه و نرم و خوشبو همه با هم نشستن منتظر سال نو هستن سنج سمنو سماق سیر سکه سکه و سبزه و سیب، سنج سمنوس و مغزیر، سکه و سبزه و سیب، سنج سمنوس و مغزیر، سکه و سبزه و سیب. هر سال اول بهار از زمونای قدیم با 7 سین دوباره این سفره رو میچینیم. سرکه سیر و سماق و سبزه، به که چه بویی داره این سمنوی تازه. چند تخم مرغ رنگی کنار تنگ ماهی، میشینیم دور سفره چه لحظه قشنگی. به رسم خوب هر سال شعر حافظ میخونیم، شادی و خوشبختی رو حق همه میدونیم. حالا به چپ چپ، حالا به راست راست، حالا جلو جلو جلو، حالا عقب، حالا دستا بالا، حالا دستا پایین، حالا به چپ، حالا بشین زمین، حالا یه پا بالا، حالا یه دست هوا، حالا با دوتا چش دماغ تو نگاه، حالا یواش بخند هه 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 هه، حالا بلند بلند ها 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 ها، حالا دو دست رو گوش یواشی مثل موش، حالا برو برو جلو جلو جلو، حالا هی دست بزن با دوتا پا بکوب، حالا بیا بشین بخون یه شعر خوب. حالا به چپ چپ، حالا به راست راست، حالا جلو جلو جلو، حالا عقب، حالا دستا بالا، حالا دستا پایین، حالا به چپ، حالا بشین زمین، حالا یه پا بالا، حالا یه دست هوا، حالا با دوتا چش دماغ تو نگاه، حالا یواش بخند هه 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 هه، حالا بلند بلند ها 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 ها، حالا دو دست رو گوش یواشی مثل موش، حالا برو برو جلو جلو جلو، حالا هی دست بزن با دوتا پا بکوب، حالا بیا بشین بخون یه شعر خوب.
تو که ماه بلند آسمونی، منم ستاره میشم، دور تو میگیرم، اگه ستاره بشی دورمو بگیری، منم ابر میشم، رو تو میگیرم، اگه ابر بشی رومو بگیری، منم بارون میشم، چیک 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 میبارم، اگه بارون بشی چیک چیک بباری، منم سبزه میشم، سر در میارم.
everyone. It's still a bit cold around here, but spring is on its way, and it's about time to start growing your sabze for Nowruz. Sabze or sprouts is one of the elements of hafsin, and it can be grown from different seeds like wheat, lentils, or mung beans. Today I'm gonna show you how to grow sabze from lentils and from wheat. To grow sabze from wheat, you need to start 10 days before Nowruz. For mung bean, start 12 days before, and for lentils, start at least 20 days before Nowruz. So don't be late. Start growing your sabze today. I'm going to show you how to grow sabze from lentils. Follow the same steps for other seeds. Instead of wheat, I used catgrass, so that's another alternative.
نسیم تازه گرم پیچیده توی هوا، تموم شده زمستونم شدم برفا. جنگل از خواب پریده با نور داغ خورشید، شکوفه ها باز میشن واسه تا امید. پرستو بر میگرده میخونه بلبل، پروانه ها میرخصن تو دشت پرگل. سنبل لاله میخک یا سوسن و پونه، بهار رسیده این بار تا دل خونه. ابر سفیدی تون تون میدوه تو آسمون، بارون میگیره یهو بعد رنگین کمون. سبزه ها خوشت رو بوی چمن زار دلباز، بیا با هم بخونی دوباره آواز. پرستو بر میگرده میخونه بلبل، پروانه ها میرخصن تو دشت پرگل. سنبل لاله میخک یا سوسن و پونه، بهار رسیده این بار تا دل خونه. پرستو بر میگرده میخونه بلبل، پروانه ها میرخصن تو دشت پرگل. سنبل لاله میخک یا سوسن و پونه، بهار رسیده این بار تا دل خونه.
Let's review the steps of growing sabze together. First, you want to put the seeds in a bowl and add water on top. Let it soak for 2 to 3 days. Make sure to change the water every day. After that, you want to pour out the excess water and wrap the seeds in a wet paper towel or a damp kitchen rag and put it in your preferred dish. After a few days, you will see tiny sprouts coming out of the seeds. At this point, you want to remove the rag. Make sure to water your sabze every day. Don't let it dry out and don't overwater it. You can have a spray bottle like this and spray your sabze with some water every day. Also, your sabze needs sunlight, so make sure to put it somewhere that has enough sunlight. So give it some water, sun, and some love, and be patient. It will grow a tiny bit every day, and hopefully by Nowruz you'll have your sabze ready. Colorful eggs are another part of hafsin. Decorating eggs seems like a very ancient idea. Some believe it has its roots in painting on stones. I'm going to show you 3 different techniques to color eggs. You can use one or a combination of a few. First one is to use natural dye like turmeric, beets, or spinach. Second one is to use water-based paint and markers. And the third one is to use glitter. Let's start with natural dye. What you need is obviously eggs, preferably white eggs, so that you can see the color change more clearly. Also, any food or food scraps that can transfer color, things like beets, turmeric, spinach, onion skins, or avocado peels. Boil the eggs with your coloring material for about half an hour. Let it sit and cool down for a few hours. The boiling liquid here is turmeric. As you can see, the color of the eggs are already changing. The pink color is from beets, the yellow color is from turmeric, and the brownish one is from spinach. If you let them sit for a longer time, the color would be more intense. When you are happy with the color, remove them and dry them with a paper towel. Let's start decorating eggs for Hafseen. Together, we're gonna paint our favorite animal, our favorite flower. We're gonna use geometric shapes to create pattern, and we're gonna use glitter. So get ready to start. Let's paint our favorite flower. My favorite flower is yellow. What color is yours?
هر سال اول بهار از زمونای قدیم با 7 سین دوباره این سفره رو میچینیم. سنجد و سیب و سرکه، سیر و سماق و سبزه، به که چه بویی داره این سمنوی تازه. چند تخم مرغ رنگی کنار تنگ ماهی، میشینیم دور سفره، چه لحظه قشنگی. به رسم خوب هر سال شعر حافظ میخونیم، شادی و خوشبختی رو حق همه میدونیم.
It's the year of cow, so I'm painting a cow, but you can paint any animal that you like. Also on the back, I'm writing Happy Nowrouz. What you need is a few eggs, different colors of Sharpies, markers, or water-based paint. I colored this egg with Sharpies. I had these googly eyes, so I glued them on my egg. I used black, blue, green, yellow for the sun, and pink. Okay, let's start. So, have your egg ready, have a clean surface. I'm gonna use the black Sharpie to draw the outlines.
فصل بهار رسیده امروز، خبر میده از عید نوروز. فصل بهار رسیده امروز خبر میده از عید نوروز.
Okay, done with the outlines. You can use an egg holder to handle your egg easier. I used Sharpies to color this one. For the one I'm showing now, I'm gonna use acrylic paint. Have your paint ready. Have some brushes and some water. You might also need a paper towel to clean brushes. I'm using black, blue, green, yellow, and pink.
روزای آخر سال چند روز مونده تا بهار، شلوغ میشه خیابون، پر میشه بازار، چهارراهو تزیین کردن با چراغای رنگی، حاجی فیروز میخونه با دایر زنگی. عید شما مبارک، عید شما مبارک، عید شما مبارک. شیرینی های تازه، آجیل داغ و خوشبو، پست فندق و بادوم، آخ دیگه نگو. میوه های رنگارنگ، سیبای سرخ آبدار، سبزی پلو، ماهی رو بیار. عید شما مبارک، عید شما مبارک، عید شما مبارک. سفره 7 سینه عید باز اینجا و اونجا، خوشحال و خندون هستن همه آدما. جلوی آینه شمدون کنار خونواده، برای تحویل سال میشن آماده. عید شما مبارک، عید شما مبارک، عید شما مبارک.
Let's paint the sky blue. I'm gonna add some clouds as well. And that's gonna be the horizon line. Let's add a few more clouds. And now let's paint the sun yellow. You can use googly eyes if you have them around. You need glue to attach it to the egg. You can use Elmer's glue. So find the right size and brush some glue on the back and attach it to the egg. Give it some time to dry. Meanwhile, you can wash your brushes. Also, you can change the water. You need to make sure it's completely dry. Now, let's paint the grass. You can use glitter, you can use paint or Sharpies. Let's use glitter for the grass. So I'm gonna add some more glue and I'm gonna use my brush to cover the egg with it. Make sure to cover all the surface. Again, I'm using Elmer's glue.
تق 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 تتق تتق تق 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 تتق تتق زمستون که تموم شد فصل گلا شروع شد خورشید خانوم در اومد پونه و ریحون اومد تق 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 تتق تتق تق 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 تتق تتق تو جنگل و بیشه‌زار دشت و دمن علفزار حیوونا بیدار شدن درختا خوشحال شدن پروانه ها آهسته آهسته و شایسته زنبورا ویز ویز کنون گنجیشکا جیک جیک کنون تق 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 تتق تتق تق 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 تتق تتق بهار بهار تو راهه شادی با خود میاره شکوفه های سفید گلای تازه داره
This is the glitter I'm using. To avoid making a mess, I'm using this egg container as a tray. So you just need to sprinkle some glitter on the egg surface. Make sure to cover all the areas that has glue on it.
تتق تتق حاجی فیروز تو راهه عیدو داره میاره شادی و رقص و آواز دایره و تنبک داره تق 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 تتق تتق تق 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 تتق تتق عمو نوروز و سالی یه روزه هر کی بخنده شاد و پیروزه عمو نوروز و سالی یه روزه هر کی بخنده
Give it some time to dry completely. Meanwhile, you can get busy cleaning your work area.
شاد و پیروزه عمو نوروز و سالی یه روزه هر کی بخنده شاد و پیروزه
This time, we are going to use geometric shapes to create a pattern on the egg surface. You can use any shape like triangles, circles, squares, or organic shapes to create a pattern. I'm using some bright colors like green, yellow, purple, orange, and red. So let's get started.
روزای آخر سال چند روز مونده تا بهار، شلوغ میشه خیابون، پر میشه بازار، چهارراه و تزیین کردن با چراغای رنگی، حاجی فیروز میخونه با دایر زنگی. عید شما مبارک، عید شما مبارک، عید شما مبارک. شیرینی های تازه، آجیل داغ و خوشبو، پست فندق و بادوم، آخ دیگه نگو. میوه های رنگارنگ، سیبای سرخ آبدار، سبزی پلو، ماهی رو بیار. عید شما مبارک، عید شما مبارک، عید شما مبارک. سفره 7 سینه عید باز اینجا و اونجا، خوشحال و خندون هستن همه آدما. جلوی آینه شمدون کنار خونواده، برای تحویل سال میشن آماده. عید شما مبارک، عید شما مبارک، عید شما مبارک.
This time we're going to use glitter. I made this one before. So whatever shape or pattern you want to make, you just need to follow that while you are adding glue on the egg surface. So I'm going to use this egg that I already dyed with turmeric, and I'm going to use Elmer's glue. I decided to make a smiley face. So I'm adding glue for the eyes and for the mouth.
سنج سمنو، سماق سیر، سکه و سبزه و سیب. یک دو سه چهار پنج شیش هفت، سرمای زمستونم رفت، عید اومده دوباره، شادی و خنده میاره. سفره رنگین داریم، تنگ بلورین داریم، تو سفرمون 7 تا سین، سکه سماق سنجت سیر. یه سینه دیگه تو راهه، یواش سر در میاره، اسمش سبزه چه نازه، دورش یه روبان درازه. سینه آخری سمنو، شیرینه و نرم و خوشبو، همه با هم نشستن، منتظر سال نو هستن. سنج سمنو، سماق سیر، سکه و سبزه و سیب. سنج سمنو، سماق سیر، سکه و سبزه و سیب. سنج سمنو، سماق سیر، سکه و سبزه و سیب. عید شما مبارک، عید شما مبارک، عید شما مبارک. یکی داره پا میکوبه و یکی دور هم جمع میشیم و با هم دیگه ساز میزنیم، شاد و خندون زیر آواز میزنیم. من میخوام تار بزنم تو داری تنبک میزنی، یکی داره دف میزنه و یکی داره دست میزنه، یکی سنتور میزنه و اون یکی شیپور میزنه، یکی داره پا میکوبه و یکی داره سوت میزنه. دور هم جمع میشیم و با هم دیگه ساز میزنیم، شاد و خندون زیر آواز میزنیم. یکی ویولون داره و اون یکی گیتار میزنه، یکی آواز میخونه و اون یکی بشکن میزنه. دور هم جمع میشیم و با هم دیگه ساز میزنیم، شاد و خندون زیر آواز میزنیم. لا 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 لا
ای زنبور طلایی نیش میزنی بلایی، پاشو پاشو بهاره گل شده دوباره، پاشو پاشو بهاره گل شده دوباره. کندو داری تو صحرا سر میزنی به هر جا، پاشو پاشو بهاره عسل بساز دوباره، پاشو پاشو بهاره عسل بساز دوباره.
Salam everyone. Hi, my name is Armin. Today I'm here to celebrate Nowrouz with you. What is Nowrouz? Nowrouz is the first day of the spring and it's the Iranian New Year. Many people around the world celebrate this day. People from the countries such as Iran, Afghanistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Azerbaijan, some people from the East Europe, some people in China, and some people in India, and millions of people who are celebrating this day and having so much fun at this day. All right, now before I tell you more about Nowrouz, we all gonna sing Salam together. Salam is hi or hello in Farsi. I'm gonna introduce myself to you and then it's gonna be your turn. Okay, you ready? Let's go. یک دو سه و چهار. سلام سلام بچه ها، خوش اومدیم به پردیس، بیاین با هم بخونیم اسما رو یکی یکی. سلام سلام بچه ها، خوش اومدیم به پردیس، بیاین با هم بخونیم اسما رو یکی یکی. سلام اسم من هست your turn. اسم تو هست. What's your name? I cannot hear you. Louder. What's your name? Aha. Okay, I'm so glad to meet you all. Now let's go and see some pictures and video while I'm talking about Nowrouz with you. There we go. What do we see in this picture? So many beautiful trees full of blossoms. What season is this? Season of spring. The name of spring season in Farsi is Bahar. Bahar is the time of the year when all the blossoms in different colors bloom and the weather becomes so good and the nature becomes so beautiful. I want to tell you the names of the seasons in Farsi. Spring in Farsi, as I told you, is Bahar. Summer is Tabestun, fall is Payis, and winter is Zemestun. So it's Bahar, Tabestun, Payis و زمستون. Zemestun is winter. Okay, one more time. Can we sing it one more time? Bahar, Tabestun, Payis, Zemestun. You also sing with me. Bahar, Tabestun, Payis, Zemestun. One more time. Bahar, Tabestun, Payis, Zemestun. All right, great job. All right, now I want to tell you a little bit more about Nowrouz. So as I told you before, Nowrouz is the first day of the spring, and it's a very important holiday for Iranian and so many other people around the world. We do so many fun things at this day, such as coloring eggs. Yes, we color eggs, and it's a really fun thing to do. Visiting our parents, our relatives, the people we love, and also giving gifts to each other. We also have our Iranian version of Santa. His name is Nowrouz, and he brings gifts for the kids. A few days before Nowrouz, we set a beautiful table, which we call it Haft Sin. You can see the picture of Haft Sin right now. Haft in Farsi language means number 7, and Sin is the letter S. So Haft Sin means 7 things which start with letter S. Okay, what are these elements? The first one is Senjet, polyester, Senjet. Second one is Samanu. It's kind of a dessert. Samanu. Next one is Sumak or Sumak. Sumak or Sumak is a sour spice. Next one is Sib, apple. Sib. Then it's Sekke, coin or Sekke. Then it's Sabze, grass or Sabze. And finally, it's Sir, garlic, Sir. Alright, now you know what are the 7 elements that we put on Sofre Haft Sin. Now I'm gonna sing you a song about Haft Sin, and while I'm singing you can see the pictures that are related to what I'm singing. You ready? یک دو سه و چهار، 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 سرمای زمستونم رفت، عید اومده دوباره، شادی و خنده میاره. سفره 7 سین داریم، بانگ بلورین داریم تو سفرمون 7 سین سکه سماخ سنجت سیب یه سین دیگه تو راهه یواش سر در میاره اسمش سبزه چه نازه دورش یه روبان درازه سین آخری سمنو شیرینه و نرم و خوشبو همه با هم نشستن منتظر سال نو هستن سنجت سمنو سماخ سیر سکه و سبزه و سیب سنجت سمنو سماخ سیر سکه و سبزه و سیب سنجت سمنو سماخ سیر سکه و سبزه و سیب. Okay, perfect. Now that we all know what is Nowrouz and what is Sofre Haftzin, it's a great time that we can draw together. I love drawing and I would love to draw with you. So would you please ask your mom and dad to give you some papers, pencils, crayons, the stuff that you can draw with? Or if you know where is your papers, you can just go yourself and grab them, bring them here and come back. We're gonna draw together. All right. Okay, now we're gonna start drawing. I'm gonna start with a very big circle. A big circle on your paper. And after that, we're gonna add 7 small circles. 7 is halved in Farsi, remember? Halved small circles. Just like this. 1 2 3 4 5 6 هفت 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Let's do it one more time. I'm gonna do it just one more time. A big circle like this. After you made your big circle, 7 small circles. 1 2 3 4 5 6 هفت. Okay, half is 7. Now we can color our big circle. I'm gonna color it in red or قرمز. It looks like a mushroom right now. Now I'm gonna write down the Farsi numbers. 1 2 3 What is after that? 4. And then is Panj. Panj is look like an upside down heart. Shish or 6. Haft. All right, now let's sing together. Yek do se 4 5 6 و هفت 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Sing with me. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. One last time everyone. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Awesome. All right, now look at this beautiful rainbow. You know why I'm showing you a rainbow right now? Because rainbow also has halved colors or 7 colors. This is something in nature that has the number 7 in it. So I'm gonna draw a rainbow today with you and also sing the rainbow song in Farsi. Okay, you have your papers ready? Pencils, markers? Let's start. For the rainbow, I start with the color red. Red in Farsi is قرمز. Next color will be naranji. Naranji is orange in Farsi. Naranji. All right. Now the next color will be zard. Zard or yellow. Zard in Farsi, yellow in English. Zard. Okay, it's becoming a beautiful one. The next one is green. Green in Farsi is sabz. Sabz. After sabz, I'm gonna do some blue. Abi. Abi. Blue in Farsi is abi. And then the dark blue, which in Farsi is nili. And the last color, banafsh. Purple. Banafsh. Okay, now if you're ready, we're gonna sing the colors together. Hermes, naranji, zard, sabz, abi, nili, banafsh. Time. Hermes, naranji, zard, sabz, abi, nili, banafsh. رنگین کمون چند رنگه، هفت رنگه، قشنگه، قرمز، نارنجی، زرد و سبز، آبی، نیلی و بنفش. رنگین کمون چند رنگه، هفت رنگه، قشنگه، قرمز، نارنجی، زرد و سبز، آبی، نیلی و بنفش. قرمز، نارنجی، زرد و سبز، آبی، نیلی و بنفش. قرمز، نارنجی، زرد و سبز، آبی، نیلی و بنفش. اینم از آهنگ رنگین کمون. It was the رنگین کمون song, the rainbow song. Okay, now after drawing, it's time to have some more fun. Let's put our drawing stuff, your papers, crayons, pencils, everything aside. And please stand up. Stand up. We're gonna clap our hands. Then we're gonna stomp our feet. Then we turn around. Then we will jump a little bit. Then we will dance. And finally, we're gonna sleep. You ready? یک دو یک دو سه حالا ما دست clap دست میزنیم clap your hands دست میزنیم clap 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 دست میزنیم ما خوشحال و خندان حالا ما پا stomp your feet پا میکنیم پا Mom is a daddy you can join too come on پا 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 turn around, around, چرخ میزنیم چرخ turn around, چرخ میزنیم چرخ چرخ turn around میزنیم و خوشحال و خندان حالا پرش is jump ما میپریم پرش is jumping jumping میپریم پرش jump jump ما میپریم و خوشحال و خندان حالا ما رقص is dance ما میرقصیم رقص 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 is dance everyone رقص ما میرقصیم و خوشحال و خندان حالا ما Spicy, and everyone wake up. It's not time for a sleep. You ready? Yeah, no, say holla, my dad, clap your hands, everyone. Eat and clap, clap. That's me, Zanny, that's clap. That's me, Zanny, my push, hollow, and done. Holla, my paws, stomp your feet, everyone. Keep grooving, pop, 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 keep grooving, stomp your feet. Pop, keep grooving, my push, hollow, and done. Holla, my chap, turn around, he chop, him chop, everyone turn around, he chop, him chop, chop, oh, he chop, him my push, hollow, and done. Holla, Paris, is jump, 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 keep Paris, jump, jump, everybody jump, keep Paris, jump, 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 keep Paris, my push, hollow, and done. Holla, my racks, dance, mommy raxing, dance, dance, mommy raxing, everybody dance, mommy raxing, my push, hollow, and done. Great job, everyone! You guys are such great dancers. Awesome. Thank you. And now, one final drawing. Everybody grab your papers and let's start. I want to draw Nowrouz. As I told you, Nowrouz is the Iranian Santa. He is bringing spring with himself. He also looked like Santa with a big beard like this. And I'm gonna add his nose just like this. And now his hair, Nowrouz, has a very big hat, just like this. Okay, after his hat, I'm adding his left hand and then right hand, both hands. Okay, now that we gave him his hands, he needs his fingers, he's holding something. We don't know yet what he's holding. What is in his hands? I want to put sabze and sib. Remember, sabze was the grass and sib was apple. So he's bringing elements from Sofre Haft Sin. Okay. The other hand and the fingers. And now I want to put a sabze in his hand. Okay, the sabze is green. And I want to add a ribbon to it, a red ribbon. Okay, let's color it green and red. Sabz and Hermes. Okay, now we have our sabze. We need a sib in his other hand. Sib. Make a big circle. Make it red or Hermes. Okay, this is my sib. Now let's add more colors. I'm adding sabz, green for Nowrouz clothes and some red here. Okay, now some details for Nowrouz hat. Can add some buttons like this. Good. All right, now let's add red fish to Nowrouz hat. Red fish is another symbol and another element in Sofre Haft Sin. Okay, let's add more color now. Let's add more color. Everywhere needs color. And also, I'm gonna add some beautiful flowers around Nowrouz and sing you a song. The song is about Nowrouz and his best friend Haji Firuz. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. خورشید خندید صبح شده باز پاشو آشو کودک ناز خورشید خندید صبح شده باز پاشو پاشو کودک ناز کی میرقصه حاجی فیروز کی میخنده عمو نوروز چلچله ها برمیگردن مژده میدن عید نوروز کی میخنده عمو نوروز کی میرقصه حاجی فیروز چلچله ها برمیگردن مژده میدن عید نوروز نوروز همگی مبارک. All right, now my Amu Nowruz is ready and is ready to bring us the spring and warmth and blossoms and flowers. Okay, I would love to see your drawings now. But before that, let's all sing one more time together. Eid Shoma Mubarak. Happy New Year. Sing with me. Eid Shoma Mubarak. Eid Shoma Mubarak. All right, it was so much fun drawing with you. Now, would you please hold your drawing just like this? Bring it a little bit closer so I can see. I would love to see your Amu Nowruz. Wow, so many beautiful drawings. I love those colors. Thank you so much. They all look awesome. They are so good. Okay, you know what? I really enjoyed, having all this fun stuff today with you, and I had a very fun Nowruz. I hope you also enjoyed. Now it's time to say goodbye. Goodbye in Farsi is Khoda Hafiz. So shall we sing Khoda Hafiz together? I need your hands one last time. Let's everybody clap together. You ready? یک دو سه و چهار حالا وقت خدا حافظی رسیده بچه ها جای بار دیگه که باز همو ببینیم اینجا خدا حافظ خدا حافظ خدا حافظ خدا حافظ خدا حافظ خدا حافظ. Can we all say together خدا حافظ? And also عید شما مبارک. Happy New Year. Can we sing all together? عید شما مبارک. One more time. عید شما مبارک. عید شما مبارک. Happy New Year. And enjoy this beautiful season. Bye. خدا حافظ.
روزای آخر سال چند روز مونده تا بهار شلوغ میشه خیابون پر میشه بازار چهارراه و تزیین کردن با چراغای رنگی حاجی فیروز میخونه با دایر سنگی عید شما مبارک عید شما مبارک عید شما مبارک. دور هم جمع میشیم و با هم دیگه ساز میزنیم، شاد و خندون زیر آواز میزنیم. من میخوام تار بزنم، تو داری تنبک میزنی. یکی داره دف میزنه و یکی داره دست میزنه. یکی سنتور میزنه و اون یکی شیپور میزنه. یکی داره پا میکوبه و یکی داره سوت میزنه. دور هم جمع میشیم و با هم دیگه ساز میزنیم، شاد و خندون زیر آواز میزنیم. یکی ویولون داره و اون یکی گیتار میزنه. یکی آواز میخونه و اون یکی بشکن میزنه. دور هم جمع میشیم و با هم دیگه ساز میزنیم، شاد و خندون زیر آواز میزنیم. لا 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 لای لای، لا 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 لای لای، لا 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 لای لای، لا 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 لای لای، لا 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 لای لای، لا 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 لای لای، لا 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 لای لای، لا 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 لای لای.
Hey little chefs, how are you doing? Welcome to Papa's Kitchen. My name is Roshanak and I'm here to teach you two of the most favorite Iranian cookies to put on your sofra hafsi. Iranians have many rituals and traditions to welcome the new year, but one of the most important ones is baking shirini or pastries for their sofra hafsi. Back in the day, baking Nowrouz pastries was a family activity. Neighbors, families, friends would get together and bake large batches of pastries. Now we're doing the same thing. We are all gathered together making shirini for our sofra hafsi. I'm going to teach you two different pastries. The first one is shirini baranji or rice cookies, which we will need an oven to bake it in. While that's baking, I'm going to teach you another one which doesn't need an oven. You can make it and eat it right away. It's called toot or rosewater marzipan. Are you ready? Let's go. You will need 1 3/4 cup rice flour, 1 cup powdered sugar, 2 tablespoons rose water, 1 egg, yolk and white separated, saffron dissolved in water 1 tablespoon, half a teaspoon cardamom, pistachio sliver 1 tablespoon, 1 tablespoon poppy seed, and some cookie stamps. 1 stick of room temperature butter. In a medium bowl, beat the butter until it's soft. Add powdered sugar and start mixing on low until the sugar starts to combine with the butter. Turn the mixing speed up to high and beat for about 3 minutes until the mixture is light and fluffy. Add egg yolk and cardamom and combine. Now mixing the rose water. Turn off your mixer. From now on, you will use your hand or a spatula. Gradually add rice flour. Begin with half a cup, then add quarter cup at a time. Knead the dough with your hand until it comes together. Divide the dough in two. Cover first half with plastic wrap so it doesn't dry out. Add saffron to the second half and mix well. Now take a small piece, roll it into a ball, flatten the cookie into a small disc, and repair any cracks on the edge. Then stamp with your favorite cookie stamp. If you don't have a stamp, you can use a piping tip and make overlapping arch-shaped indentation marks on the top. To make two-color cookie, roll a piece of white dough into a ball, flatten, then roll a smaller piece of saffron dough, flatten, and place it on top. Stamp with cookie stamp. During the process, if your dough dries out, you can beat the egg white with a fork and use just a little to add moisture to it. To decorate, sprinkle some poppy seeds or brush with saffron water or place a piece of pistachio in the center. Bake for 20 to 25 minutes until the bottom and edges begins to turn a light golden color. So our rice cookies are in the oven baking. We're gonna leave them for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, make sure you check them. If they're not fully cooked, you can bake them for a few more minutes, like 4 or 5 more minutes. And meanwhile, we're going to make toot. To make toot, you need sanding sugar 1 cup, 1 cup almond flour or powder, food coloring of your choice, 1 tablespoon rose water and 1 teaspoon of water, 1 cup of powdered sugar, 1/4 cup of pistachio sliver, a slotted spoon. In a medium bowl, mix almond flour, powdered sugar, water, and rose water and start kneading until it forms a soft dough. If it needs more water, add just a couple of drops. Don't add more. Divide the dough by 2. Add food coloring of choice to first half and mix. This dough dries out fast, and if it does, the sanding sugar won't stick. So make sure you cover it with a plastic wrap while you're working. Now take a small piece of dough and roll into a ball about the size of a hazelnut. Then form it into a cone. Insert a pistachio sliver into the flatter end to make it look like the stem of the mulberry fruit. Then roll your tooth in the sanding sugar. Using a slotted spoon, take them out and repeat until you use all the dough. Serve immediately or store in an airtight container and enjoy later. Let completely cool before carefully removing from baking tray. Really enjoyed teaching you today. I hope you get to make this shirini and enjoy it with your families. But try not to finish it before Nowrouz. Nowrouzatun Mubarak.
روزای آخر سال چند روز مونده تا بهار، شلوغ میشه خیابون، پر میشه بازار، چهار راهو تزیین کردن با چراغای رنگی، حاجی فیروز میخونه با دایر زنگی. عید شما مبارک، عید شما مبارک، عید شما مبارک. شیرینی های تازه، آجیل داغ و خوشبو، پست فندق و بادوم، آخ دیگه نگو. میوه های رنگارنگ، سیبای سرخ آبدار، سبزی پلو، ماهی رو بیار. عید شما مبارک، عید شما مبارک، عید شما مبارک، عید شما مبارک.
I'm so excited. Feathers of Fire is one of my all-time favorite experiences of the Shahnameh, of stories, of puppetry, and Hamid Rahmanian, the mastermind, is my friend and has inspired me and us all to hear these stories. So we're very thrilled that he has given us permission to show Feathers of Fire. Feathers of Fire is a new art form, really. It's puppetry, it's acting, it's cinema-esque. It feels like a movie, but then you get to see behind the scenes. And this story is really exciting. You'll see. And in fact, it has been shown live to over 100,000 people across the world. And it won a great award from UNIMA, which is the foremost puppetry organization. But this is puppetry like you've never seen it before. So enjoy this. One little piece of advice, turn the brightness on because it's going to be an experience. And enjoy, and we'll see you on the other side. Save your questions so that you can ask, how do you take a story like this and imagine it in all these amazing ways? So here we go, Feathers of Fire.
Greetings, fair ladies and gentle sirs. Tonight, I want to share with you an old and wondrous story, filled with adventures, monsters, heroes. But above all, it is the story of the triumph of love. You see, I was born 5,000 years ago, but it almost didn't happen. My ancestors were mortal enemies. On my mother's side, the Serpent clan ruled for 1,000 years. Then my father's side came to power. My paternal grandfather, Sam, led the armies of King Manucher to victory throughout the lands of Persia. My story begins with a strange twist in the fate of Sam. After 40 years of travel, 40 years of battle, and many magnificent victories, Som was finally conquered by a lovely lady of his court.
My lady,
My love.
I didn't know how lonely I was until I met you. I didn't know how beautiful life could be. I didn't know the sweet tenderness of love.
I am with child. I'm sure we will be blessed with a beautiful baby boy.
What wonderful news! How love is bearing fruit. If we have a boy, I will teach him everything I know about the art of war. He will be a tall, handsome knight, a warrior for the ages. He will make us proud before the King of Kings. My love for you is boundless.
Push, my love. Breathe. You're doing great. Keep breathing. You can do this. He's almost here. Oh. My lady, look. He is beautiful. He is perfectly healthy, but his hair is white, like that of an old man. Let me look. His hair is all white. Look at it. That doesn't look right. Oh, my God. Oh, no. My lady, take a deep breath. Please, my lady. Oh, no. Don't leave us. My lady, don't give up. God, have mercy on us. This is like a nightmare. What should we tell Som now? I'm not going to take the baby like this to him. You take it. No! I'm afraid of his wrath. You take it. I'm terrified of him too. I'm not doing it. Fine. Stop fighting. I will take it. This is so sad. What a tragedy. What's going to happen now?
What is this commotion? Why all the crying? How is my wife?
She didn't make it.
What? How could this be? What is this she left behind? This cannot have come from me. He looks old with all that white hair. Oh, I'll call him Zal, old man. Dear God, why have you given me this demon as a son? He looks so strange, with his hair that blows on his skin like fresh snow on a frozen lake. What will my fellow knights think of me with this demon child? What will my king say? No, he cannot be seen.
What Sam didn't know was that he had left Zol near the nest of Simorg, a fabulous bird with powers of enchantment. Simorg had ruled the kingdom of skies for thousands of years. The entire earth was her hunting ground. Back at Castle, Zol's father Som was restless. His nights were sleepless and filled with shame and guilt.
Even a jackal nurses it. Yet you left your son to the beasts of the wild. A magical creature is raising him. Have you no shame?
Send for my soothsayer.
O great Saum, you have committed a grave sin. The magnificent Simorg has taken pity on your son and is raising him as her own. It is your duty to bring him back from the wild and restore him to his rightful place.
Your brothers and sisters have already left the nest. This is your chance. At long last, your father has come for you, my dear Zal. It is time you rejoined the humankind.
You are my father and mother. You raised me when my own kind left me to die.
You must grow into your own shape. Become a man and find your place among your kind.
But I grew up with you. You are my everything.
You are a human, dear Zal. Go with your father and forgive his sin. That is the right thing to do. You will forget the comforts of this nest once you are used to the splendor of the royal courts of Iran. It's for the best. That is where your fate is leading you.
I am scared.
I'll always be with you. Whenever you are in need of me, dear Zal, burn one of these feathers, and I will come to you swifter than the wind, my child. Now let me give you one last ride, this time to the embrace of your father. Farewell, my beloved son.
Farewell, Mother.
You must forgive my unforgivable sin. I abandoned you. I left you to die. I was ashamed of you.
I've never wanted to see you, but you are my father, and I must respect you.
You are more splendid than I could ever imagine. So strong and powerful.
But I can't come with you. I know nothing of the ways of man.
And I never learned to be a father. Let us learn together.
The King of Kings, the ruler of 7 realms, King Manuche.
Rise, worthy knight. My heart is glad to see you.
Great King, this is my son, Zol. He is the boy I was ashamed of and abandoned. He was raised in the wild alone, and despite all adversities, he has grown into a worthy young man. Today, I am as ashamed of myself as I am proud of him.
You are a good man. Although your act was evil, you must repent by being kind to your son. He has suffered enough. From this day forward, you must never refuse him anything. Now, on this happy occasion, I grant you and your son the land of Zabul on the eastern horizon. Go forth and enjoy its wealth.
We are honored, great King.
On the way to Zabul, Sam received a message from the king, summoning him back on an urgent mission.
Come forth, my worthy son. I want a word with you. I have been called to fight a barbarian incursion in the northern borders. I have to leave immediately.
But father, I was looking forward to keeping your company. You are leaving me already.
A knight's first duty is to his king, my dear Zal. You must understand that.
I was born under an evil star. There are no flowers for me in this life, only thorns.
The stars have indeed foretold your future, and it is a bright one. But first you must educate yourself. Gather the learned men from the 4 corners of the world and steep yourself in their knowledge. Enjoy your newfound home and rule in justice.
But father...
Now, I must bid you farewell, my beloved son.
In 7 years, Zol gained the knowledge of the stars and the sciences of healing. He became renowned throughout the 7 realms of the world. Many came to his court to pay their respects.
His Highness, the Lord of Baluchistan.
You honor me, great knight of Zabul.
Welcome from the land of Baluchi braves.
His Holiness, the Guru of Serendip.
May you find peace and happiness within. Thank you for your gift of wisdom.
The Honorable Giovanni, a merchant from the fair city of Venice.
I have brought your honor delicious spaghetti from Venice. We look forward to eating it then.
Twin Cavalier, Knight Defenders of the White Fortress.
We bow to the great knight of Zabul. Please rise. You need not stay in that position. Oh, that's okay. I'm comfortable. You are welcome to my palace.
The Elder of the Serpent Clan, the Honorable Merab, Governor of Kabul.
We have been looking forward to this meeting. We shall entertain the Honorable Mehrab in our interior palace.
I bow to you, great soul. It is an honor to be in your presence.
No, the honor is indeed all mine.
No. It's all mine. The honor, I mean.
Well, come along, Honorable Mehrab. Allow me to show you my palace.
Zol and Mehrab walked and talked for a long time and enjoyed each other's company. Despite being descended from the evil serpent king Zahak, Mehrab was a good governor and very loyal to the king of Iran.
I have heard that the music of your country is pleasing to the ear, but I have never heard it performed.
What a coincidence! I have in my entourage a few very talented musicians. I will call them to perform, if you will indulge me.
Of course. I would be most grateful.
دختر خوشگل داریم لبند و باریک داریم لباش مثل تربچه چشاش مثل بادومه صورتش عین ماه زلف سیاه هم داره اما باباش ترخه است اعصاب خوش نداره گرچه پادشاهه
Enough. Well done. Indeed, you proved your talent, but that is enough. Go. We must leave now.
Must you go so soon?
Yes, there are things I must attend to. Urgent matters. But farewell. I bow to you. Farewell.
Farewell, my friend. Why did he leave so abruptly?
Because the musicians embarrassed him, Your Highness. They sang about his daughter.
His daughter?
Rutabe, the daughter of Merab, is renowned for her beauty, and there are many songs written about her. The one they performed was called Lovely as the First Rays of the Sun. The lyrics say, she has the eyes of a doe, and even the most beautiful roses wilt in shame when she walks by.
These words struck Zol in a strange way. He instantly knew that he had fallen hopelessly in love. As Mehrab left, Zol retired to his bedchambers and spent the entire night unable to banish the thoughts of the fair Rutabe from his mind.
Call my horses and men. We will leave immediately on a hunting expedition.
Tell me about this boy who was raised by birds. Is it true that he is now a great knight of Iran?
This much is true, that he is a great knight. But Saul is wise as a scholar, and mighty as a war elephant. He is a stunningly handsome young man, and if he is raised in the wild, one cannot detect that in his manners. The pallor of his skin and hair pale in comparison to his many virtues.
Most interesting. Tell me more.
Let us walk in the gardens.
Oh my goodness, he looks so strong. Oh, I just heard that weird-looking knight has set up camp by the river.
How odd, that white-headed boy? Oh, indeed, that son of a bird.
Zal. Zal. His name is like honey on my tongue. My heart aches with every thought of him, and yet I feel content.
How could you fall in love with that boy brought up by some wild bird?
Does he have feathers for hair? Or claws and a tail? You are a princess and far superior to this strange white-haired boy.
Don't you dare speak of my beloved Zal in this way. He is the only man I want and the only one I dream of. Leave me now. I will have nothing to do with you.
Oh, no. I didn't okay. Forgive us, lady. We were just being silly. You are the one we serve. Your wish is our command. We have good news, my lady. Your beloved Zal has set off for our parts, and he will be nearby very soon.
Bring him to me then. What are you waiting for? Get going.
Let's go get him. Okay. Yeah.
We must lure the lion into the trap. Poor boy. He doesn't have a chance of escape.
I hear there are beautiful flowers around that part. Let us go pick them and tempt this boy out of his tent. Wait for me. I'm coming too.
Who are these fair maidens picking flowers?
I guess they are from Merab's palace. They may be servants of Princess Rutabaga.
I am going to shoot a duck. It will fall among them. You will go and bring it for me and speak to them. Forgive me, little brother.
Fair ladies, have you seen the bird that my master shot?
We may know where it fell.
First, you have to tell us about this strange-looking man with the deadly aim.
Choose your words with care when you speak of Zal, son of Som. The stars shine on none nobler than him.
Oh, it is so charming that you love your master and praise him to high heaven. But our lady, the fair Princess Rutabaga, is superior to your master. None can match her beauty and wit. Tell your master to come and see if he doubts our word. Oh, and there is that bird you were looking for.
Indeed.
Princess Rutabaga. Princess Rutabaga. Hello? Is that you?
I'm thrilled to finally see you for myself. I've dreamt of this moment.
I too have dreamt of you, but now I am at a loss for words. We are so close and yet so far apart.
Here, take hold of my hair and come to me, my beloved.
You're as brave as you are beautiful. But I would not dream of causing you discomfort, let alone pain. Oh!
Oh! So handsome.
Look at his shoulder.
Yeah, he looks like he's been working out. Climbing so fast.
Let me help you.
At last.
Oh, my love.
Together.
Forever.
You are the sun. I am the moon. I circle around you day and night. I wax and wane for you.
I shine on you with deep passion.
Your radiance warms my heart.
I like the way your hair curls on top of your head.
There is nothing about you that I don't like. I lose myself in your beautiful gaze.
Hold my hand. Let us go walk in the garden.
At the break of the dawn, the ecstasy of their meeting turned to fear. Their love appeared doomed. Rudabeh came from the clan of the Serpent King, Zahak, whom all Iranians feared and hated, and none more than the king. Rudabeh's family would also be afraid of the king's wrath at the thought of this. But passion conquered reason. Zal and Rudabeh were determined to overcome all obstacles as a trickle of water bores through solid rock.
I pledge my life to you.
And I pledge my life to you, my love.
We shall raise a family in our own castle.
I can see it all, my beloved Zal. It is clear as day.
Father, I am a stranger to the ways of man. When you rested by a fire on soft beds of pelt and down, I shivered in a high nest, warmed only by my feathery siblings. The first time I wore clothes was when you placed a robe around me to cover my nakedness. I have seen beauties no human can imagine as I grew up on the peaks of Alborz. But never did I see a thing more glorious than the daughter of Mehrab. I am in love. Union with my Rudabeh is the only goal of my life. I am dispatching this letter with my fastest scout, as it is most urgent.
So my son has fallen in love with the first woman he has seen. He will pay for his inexperience. Love is a dangerous game, and he knows nothing of it. But wait. How could he do such a foolish thing? What will come of a marriage between a boy raised by a wild bird and a descendant of the Serpent King? Let the astrologist untangle this web. I am most worried about this ominous affair.
Auspicious. The marriage is indeed most auspicious, great Psalm. Bride and groom shall be blessed with a son who will be a peerless knight. He will defeat the invaders and make the enemies kneel before his king.
This delighted Psalm to no end. But it did little to calm his fears. It would not be easy to get the king to approve his son's marriage. He sent a carrier pigeon to Zal, announcing his provisional approval of the marriage. Then he set off to the king's palace to convince him to bless the union.
Great news! This is the happiest day of my life. My father approves of my marriage to Rudabeh, and he is on his way to convince the king to give his blessings as well. Quick, take the good tidings to my beloved Rudabeh. Be careful. This is a secret mission. Don't get caught.
Yes, I will be very careful, Your Highness.
I am so happy. Thank you for bringing me such great news. My heart is full of delight. Here, take this ring to Zal as a sign of my devotion.
I shall. Farewell, Princess.
Farewell, and be careful.
Yes, I will be very careful, Your Highness.
Who are you? And what are you doing in my palace?
Forgive me, my queen. I am just a poor trader, selling my wares of jewelry, perfume, and incense. Princess Rudabeh called for me, Now, with your permission, I will be on my way.
Not so fast. I don't trust you. Show me what's in your bag. Ah, and what's this? My ring? Rudabeh would never exchange this for the trinkets you are peddling. You are a thief! Guards! Arrest this woman!
Mother! I gave it to her! Leave her alone! She's not a thief!
You gave it to her? In exchange for what favor, might I ask? Why would you give away my special ring to that old traitor?
Mother, I am in love with Saul, son of Som. We vowed to be together forever, and she's a messenger for my beloved Zal. This poor woman brought me the good tidings that we now have the blessings of Zal's father, the mighty Som. I sent my precious thing because the news made me happier than I've ever been. We are sure Som will convince the king to give his blessings for our marriage as well.
You are so naive, Rudabeh. Terrible things will happen to us because of your recklessness. Life is never that easy.
I am in love, Mother. I am sure everything will be all right.
Ah! Your mother is right. Everything will not be all right. You are going to ruin this house.
Control your anger, my love.
Our city will be sacked. Our palaces will be burned. Our monuments will be razed. And we will be put to the sword because of her action. And you tell me to be calm? The king will never agree to a union with the progeny of the Serpent King. How could she do such a foolish thing?
Be calm. Listen to me, my beloved husband. I understand your heart more than you do. Every pain you feel, I feel.
That changes nothing.
I too fear for Kabul and its people. But there is a silver lining here. Som has already agreed to the wedding. There is a chance, slim as it might be, that the king will give his consent to this union.
You are dreaming!
Let us dream. If it all works out, it wouldn't be so bad for our clan to be related to the house of the mighty warrior Som. Now, come with me. Let us speak about this in Rudabeh's room. You must be kind to your daughter.
The intelligence had reached the king that Zal had fallen in love with the daughter of Merab of the Serpent Clan, and that Som had agreed to the union. The king was furious.
Your Majesty.
You are just the commander I wanted to see. You know how much our people suffered under the evil Serpent King Zahak. I don't like that one of his descendants is still ruling the city of Kabul. Ride east, and do not rest until you have razed that city and wiped out the Serpent Clan forever.
My king, your word is my command.
My mind is made up. Leave now with your men.
I am going to my father at his encampment. He will have to kill me first if he wants to march on Kabul. I am not going to allow him to shatter my dreams. You left me to die in the wilderness. If I lived at all, it was because Simor took pity on me. I spent my childhood naked and feeding on flesh and blood of animals. You had no care for your abandoned son. You just wanted to save face before your knights and your king. But I believed it when you came and said you would make it up to me. Is this how you live up to your promises?
My son, I am here to help you. I have no intention on marching on Kabul. I had no choice but to appear to obey the king. I was biding my time to devise a plan to save you. I have written a letter to the king. You will carry it yourself to charm him and calm his fears. Now, get back on your horse and gallop to the royal court as fast as a wind. Become the master of your own fate, rather than wallowing in bitterness.
Travel by land would take at least 1 month. To travel by sea was faster, but infinitely more dangerous. No one had dared to venture that route in more than 100 years. The sea was fearsome.
Down, monster! Down, monster! I don't mean to harm you. Down, monster!
Governor Mehrab watched as his people fled the city, clutching their possessions. The army of Som was only 7 days away. Danger was near.
I don't have the army to match the army of the King of Kings.
No!
In order to save the city, I must banish you to the Valley of No Return.
No!
That is the only way to satisfy the king and avoid war.
Father, you are making a mistake. Don't be so harsh. I am in love. Is that a sin?
No! I won't allow it! I forbid it! No way!
Calm down, my love. Calm down. All is not lost. I have a better idea than sacrificing our daughter. There is always a way. Please, listen to me. Open up your treasure vaults. I will take a royal caravan of precious gifts to Psalm and soothe him with my words. I will save our city, I am sure of that. But you promise me you won't send Rudebe away. Now come with me and open the treasure room. We have no time.
The armies of the king are 7 days away. I am locking Rudebe up and will wait for 7 days. Then I will send her to the Valley of No Return. You can take whatever treasures you want and do whatever you deem right. But I am not optimistic about this mission.
Just entrust this affair to me, my husband. I am the Queen of Kabul. I come to plead with you to spare the people of my city. If the royal family has sinned, then punish us. Don't hurt the innocent people.
Appearances deceive, my fair queen. It is not my intention to harm the people of Kabul or its royal family. I have given my blessing to this union. As we speak, Zal is on his way to the court of the king. I am certain he will soften the king's heart with his charm. He is a clever young man. For now, we must wait.
But we only have 7 days. My husband, Merab, has pledged to send my dear Rudabeh to the Valley of No Return if this matter is not mended by then.
Be calm, monster! Be calm! I know the secrets of nature. I am the son of Simor. You must not challenge me. I just want to pass. I am in love, and the king opposes our union. I have to get to the court and convince him. You should help me, not fight me. Oh, magnificent lion. I am here for a reason. Don't be angry with me. I am in love. Help me. Bring me to the king's court. I must persuade him to give his blessings to my marriage.
Love is a worthy cause, my brother. I will come with you to your king and help you in any way I can. I want you to be united with your beloved.
Let the son of Saum enter.
My king.
Zol, I have read the letter your father sent, and it made me laugh. It is true, we both were once young like you. We too lost our heads to women. It is also true that I commanded him to give you anything you want. I never go back on my word.
Thank you, my king.
You must prove yourself worthy in tests of acumen. Astrologers will look into your future. But first, lead your growling pet outside of our court.
My friend, I will take it from here. Wait for me outside. Thank you.
My son, come and stand next to me. Viziers, if you please.
My king, with your permission, what comes at night without being invited, and departs in the morning without being ushered out?
The stars.
What runs over the fields and in the woods all day, but hides under the bed at night with a gaping mouth?
A shoe!
Bravo!
Bravo! I never was, and always will be. No one ever saw me, nor ever will. Yet I am the hope of all who live and breathe on this great ball. Who am I?
You are tomorrow.
Smart boy.
I am the beginning of eternity, the end of time and space, the beginning of every end, and the end of every place. What am I?
You are the letter E.
Indeed, indeed.
Clever, clever, clever one.
Too wise for his years.
Right head on his shoulders.
Well done, Saul. Well done indeed. Viziers, you may leave now. Call for the court astrologer.
Your Majesty, with your permission. The marriage is indeed auspicious, O great king. A boy will be born to this couple. He will be noble and talented, eagle-eyed and as strong as an elephant. He will subdue the enemies of Iran like no other. His sword will make the sky weep.
Young man, you have passed all your tests of intelligence, skills, and strength. The stars favor you and your upcoming marriage. We have given our consent. Now, let us celebrate.
Great news indeed, my king. Now may I be allowed to withdraw from the court and travel back to Zabul. I miss my father.
It's not your father you're missing, my boy. You long for the fair Rudabe. Go then, and tell your father to sheath his sword and prepare for the marriage of his son.
You are most gracious. Now I leave with your permission.
I am most worried about my child. It has been 7 days, and the sun is setting.
I will come with you if Zal does not get here before the sunset.
Sheathe your sword, father. The king has blessed my marriage.
Well done, my son. I knew you could do it, my beloved Zal.
It is good news indeed, but my daughter is still in danger. I must leave at once.
Let me come with you, my lady.
No, you stay with your father. This is something I have to do by myself.
Fine. You go first. We will not be too far behind.
Rudabe! Rudabe! Where are you, my daughter? Rudabe! Where is my daughter? Where is she?
He took her away, my lady. She is gone.
Gods have mercy on us.
What a misfortune you brought upon yourself and your people.
No! No, father, please, no!
I am only doing this to save the city of Kabul, my daughter.
No!
I love you, but I need to prevent this war.
There must be another way. This is all a mistake.
Stop! Stop, Merab! For the sake of the gods, stop! You don't have to do this. The king has blessed the marriage and agreed to the union. Our daughter has brought honor and fortune to our family.
Thank you, Mother.
Oh, beloved wife and daughter, our lives have been spared. One moment too late, and I would have pushed my daughter away. Oh, I would be miserable for the rest of my life. But now it is time to rejoice. Let us celebrate!
Let me see this daughter of yours who stole my son's heart. Oh, she has made much trouble for us.
Not so fast, O mighty Psalm. First, let me see what gifts you've brought us.
I agree with my queen. Let's see your gifts first.
I had heard the legends of your beauty, but now I see that your loveliness cannot be described in words.
Thank you, Your Highness. You're most gracious.
Come, great Psalm. My queen and I would like to show off our beautiful garden. Let us leave the young lovers alone.
With pleasure. What a beautiful wedding it will be.
After a few months, Rudabeh became heavy with child. But as her belly grew bigger and bigger, it was apparent that she would not be able to deliver her gigantic baby. The physicians were unanimous that Rudabeh would not survive childbirth. He had lost so much in his life. His mother, his childhood, the Simorg.
Of course! The feathers! The feathers! My beloved mother, let me embrace you.
My dear Zal, why are you so sad? You are about to have a son more powerful than a lion. The beasts of the forest will kiss the ground where he walks. I know the fair Rudabeh is having difficulty in her labor. But don't worry, Zal. I will help her. All will be fine.
Oh.
This sapling of your clan will grow into a mighty tree under the loving sun of his mother. Now I bid you farewell, my beloved son. If you need me again, burn another of my feathers.
Thank you, Mother. Farewell.
God have mercy on our enemies when this child leads an army.
Oh, let me hold him. Let me hold him. Oh, he's so heavy. Truly, with this boy at my side, I could restore the reign of my grandfather, the Serpent King.
You have a strange sense of humor, noble Merab. But please, leave your wit at home when the king is around.
A year later, Zol paraded his marvelous son on a war elephant in the streets of Zabul. All noblemen and knights of the land pledged their devotion to him. I am the child born to the silver-headed Zol and the fair Rudabe. My mother called me Rostam. I grew up to be the greatest knight of Iran. I have fought battles no one dared to fight. I have gone through harrowing ordeals to save my king. I have tamed demons and rescued entire armies. And now this is where my story begins. The magnificent epic of the Persian kings, Shahnameh.
right.
Wow.
Hello.
Hello, Hamid.
Hi, Rachel. And hi, everyone watching the show.
That is so amazing. And I'm just as amazed as when I first saw it. And I just wondered if you could tell people. I don't, you know, it's like being alive in a Persian painting. And it's both ancient story and brand new technology. So tell us, how did you come up with such a crazy, fantastic, extraordinary idea?
First, I would like to ask, thank you guys for giving the opportunity. And also, you should know all this work is also effort of the my crew. It's not just me. You know, it's these poor actors and puppeteers also. We should thank them. They did a marvelous job. But before we start getting to Feathers of Fire, I would like to tell the audience that this show is a result of almost 10 years before that creating different art form based on the stories from the Persian Book of Kings or Shahnameh, which I would like to actually share with you a very short presentation. And now also we get into Feathers of Fire, and I want to show you some of the backstage, that how actually now when you watch it, you basically sitting on the audience point of view. I want to show you how it's going to look like from the actor's point of view, which is really fun. It's like a totally different show. So let me share my screen with you and start from there. If
Great.
I can open, I'm trying to share advanced options. Oh, here we go. And I think it's this one. Yes. All right. So let's start from here. In 2008, end of 2008, or sort of, I dedicated myself to create a new edition, kind of like a modern edition of the Shahnameh. I hired a translator, Dr. Ahmad Satri, and also to create an accessible translation of the epic. And plus, I got the basically inspiration from the poet Ferdowsi to create the illustrations. What Ferdowsi did, he collected and put together millennium-old epic tradition of Iranian plateaus into 60,000 heroic verses. So I thought I can do this with the visual tradition. So I collect and put together over 600 years of miniature and lithograph that influenced by Persian paintings from Mughal India to all the territory of Ottoman Empire, and create this a 600-page illustration that it's sort of retell the stories of.
Wow.
So these pieces that you see, each it's over 8,000 pieces of miniature and lithograph from that period of time, from that location, that geography, put together, create these unique plots that some of them is actually never been illustrated before, like dreams and nightmares in Shahnameh. And this is briefly, the book was very successful. So based on that, we jump on and create a pop-up book off of those illustrations. I collaborated with Simon Arispe, who was a paper engineer, and we create this magnificent pop-up book, which is right now, unfortunately, out of print. And then also after that, I got introduction to the work of Lotte Reiniger, which I made the small puppet show we performed in Asia Society. I think it was in 2014, if I'm not mistaken. And then and then if you remember, these are the puppets from that small puppet show that we did. It was 20 minutes.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was 2014. And after that, I got approached by the Metropolitan Museum and also Brooklyn Academy of Music to make something bigger. And then I got the introduction to the work of Larry Reed. And let me show you some of the stuff that this is actually Asia Society stage in 2014, I believe. This little show we actually perform in a lot of museums, art galleries, and cultural institutions, also a lot of libraries. It was very popular among nannies and kids in Brooklyn for a while. So I got to the introduction of the work of Larry Reed, and I learned the technique from him. And sort of I built Feathers of Fire based on his technique, but as a good student, I sort of add my own sort of accents into it. I introduced the animation into the work, and I create this sort of like a animated live animation based on that technique. And I want to just briefly show you some of we have 160 puppets in Feathers of Fire, which all these puppets, the design of the puppet, it came from somewhere from a region of Iran, either pre-Islamic or after Islam. So everything you saw in Feathers of Fire, it came from somewhere historically. It was not just me sitting and say, okay, I like this, the character become this way. These has some kind of roots in the history. For
so
instance,
you took these images and made them into characters in your puppetry, is that right?
Yes. So these are like, for instance, coin from Sassanid era, which is like almost 1700 years ago, and that became like this character, which was the court astronomer, if you remember, or the famous the relief of the the Darius, which became kind of a mix with some Qajar.
From Persepolis, right?
Yes, and then they became mixed and became like the king. And this is like even like a boat. This is from the Phoenicia, which is a Phoenician sort of the hand carved stone, which was that time was in service of the Achaemenid Empire sort of marine. So based on that, I create this boat, or so on, you know, from the miniatures, create the faces. And these are like, for instance, even like a headband of Rudabe came from Zandiye era, which is almost like 200 and something years old in Iran. So every pieces that you see in this show, it comes from a different part of that region. And it was very intentional because I wanted to create something that looks Iranian, not Balinese, not Chinese, not French, not, you know, just looks like from that region. As you might know, actually shadow theater was a common genre among the people in the Middle East from the 10th to 13th century.
So for the kids, for the kids, can you explain what shadow puppets mean? How do they get the shadows? Where is the light?
Yeah, the light is, I'm going to show you after I finish it. I'm going to actually show behind the stage so you can see actually how we did it. I'm just kind of rush through these things. We get to the fun part. These are the characters I designed, and this is the mask that people wearing. I learned this technique from Larry Reed, who developed this style in Bali in, I think, 90s with other puppeteers there. And they create this technique, which I found it very suitable for these characters. So these are the masks that have been designed. And this is my original crew that you can see, people who are wearing this mask and acting. Now I'm gonna show you the fun part, which is here. So let me show you the backstage. So what you saw is the audience POV. And now I'm gonna show you like for almost a minute, the backstage.
It's for the best. That is where your fate is leading you. I am scared. I'll always be with you. Whenever you are in need of me, dear Zal, burn one of these feathers, and I will come to you swifter than the wind, my child. Now let me give you one last ride, this time to the embrace of your father.
See, this is what you saw. is what's happening in the back.
Wow.
And we have multiple source of light, so you can actually cut from one light to another, so it feels like a movie. And these are all happen digitally with the person who's running the key.
Farewell, my beloved son.
Farewell, mother.
So I'm gonna move to another scene,
You
briefly
must
show
forgive
you
my unforgivable sin.
what's
I
happening.
abandoned you. I left you to die.
More than 100 years. The sea gets fearsome.
Yeah, this is the character of Zal is coming to the light. So as you can see, the puppeteer moving the dragon in the back, and the actors respond to him.
Wow. It's amazing.
So I want to actually share with you the entire show, and then I will explain more that in the fast motion. This is like a 30 seconds, the entire show. This is really fun. Watch this.
Okay.
This is the before show. We get warm up, and here we go. Just pay attention what's happening next to the lights. How much, so many puppet comes and goes. Yep, that's the entire show.
It's incredible. I don't think that when I'm watching it, oh man, you know, when I'm watching it from just the way we just saw it, you don't realize how much is going on backstage and how carefully you've had to think about it because it's all live.
Yeah, this is almost 2 years of work. We prepare all the materials almost for 18 months. And then we rehearse it for almost 3 months. And then we start performing it. Yeah, it's a lot of calculation going on because you have two sources of light and you're constantly cutting from this one to the other one. So you have to calculate where people are standing, how you move them out. And what's happened? There is something. Can you see me now?
Yes.
Yeah, because I think it was disconnected. So it's a lot of calculation going on. It's very labor intensive and takes a lot of brain cells to put these shows together to make sure each scene can actually cut to the other scene. It's not like a, for instance, movie that a character goes from this and then leave the stage and you cut and the other one comes in. If you cut this way, if you want to come here, the character has to run the entire stage to here to come in. So you have to figure it out how move these things around and how mix the character with the animation and the puppets to make sure that it works together. And then yes, so this was one of the kind of contents that we created based on one of the stories from the Shahnameh. I'm just briefly going this and then I open up for the Q&A. After that, I create the audiobook of the Shahnameh, which is 12 hours of sound design and sound effect for those of the parents that would like to actually, instead of reading it, listening to Shahnameh. I sort of designed the sonic landscape of the Shahnameh for 12 hours. And we have 61 voices. This is very unique audio book experience. There is nothing like that in the market. And you can listen to it and be the judge. And we have Francis Ford Coppola actually read the introduction to sort of give the approval of this production. And also I want to just give me a brief idea of what we are doing right now. Last 2 years, I'm involved in making another puppet show. If you thought Feathers of Fire was complicated, Feathers of Fire compared to Song of the North is like a picnic. Yeah, this show we have 280 puppets and exactly 208 animated backgrounds. And the characters are way more well developed. And we have also the storyline is way more sophisticated than Feathers of Fire. And this is a story based on the love story of Bijan and Manije. And these are my inspirations from the show. And these are like, for instance, I want to give you one example. This is Shapur. That look at the throne and the face. These are gorgeous. You can actually go to Metropolitan Museums and see some of these. So based on this, for instance, I create this king. And even like the way that he sits down, even like details like his throne, it came from somewhere in the Persian art from like 1700 years ago. These are from the Ashkanit, which became inspiration. These are the demons in this new show, which is all inspired by the Indian lithographs. We have so many demons in this show. We have some of the dancers, and then also we as I said, we so far we cut over 280 puppets, and some of them being colored. This show is very vibrant and very active, and as I said, I learned so much from Feathers of Fire. I brought all this experience into the new show. We have a moving platform on the stage. There's a lot of magical elements happening in this show, which I'm hoping start actually rehearsing by end of summer. We are opening at BAM, hopefully December 8 to 12, and follow with the tour in Europe. These are some of you can actually learn more about this on the Kingorama website.
I have a question. Can I share the question?
Yes.
So the question is, why do you love live theater? Why do you like doing it? Because that means every time you present it, it's live, meaning there are actors and everyone's doing this. Can you tell us what's different about that from doing cinema?
Yes, it's. I think for me, first creating the live theater would be more accessible, and also it's more magical. It's very unique, and I think it's something that's honestly no one else is doing it. So I feel that by presenting Shahname's story in a very unique way, it actually makes it stand out, and people pay more attention to it. Having said that, I love to make animation, for instance, but that requires a lot of funding. Even for these, which was like a fraction of the animation, we had a very hard time to actually put it together. But having said that, beside the funding problems and dilemmas, creating the live action, it makes more intimate bond between the characters and the show and the audience. So I wanted to, because of these stories are unknown in America and mostly outside of the Iran, they're unknown. So I thought the shadow theater and this technique, it makes it more intimate and makes people more basically excited to see such a unique experience. Yeah.
Okay, I have another question.
Yes. So it means, let me stop this altogether. So let me come back to you. I was going to show you one pop-up book, but
okay.
We can do it later. Let me stop I think I'm back. All right. I'm all yours.
Okay, so the next question was, who is your favorite hero and who is your scariest demon or monster?
Yeah, the scariest monster, it's coming on my next show. It's called Akwan the Demon. It's actually is a monster that they can disappear and appear all of a sudden. And he's huge and he can change his size from small to big. So that's Akwan. You can actually, if you look at the book, I think it's in chapter 11. The Akwan the Demon is very scary and it's actually a fun character. And he's all orange. It looks orange. And then my favorite hero, there is each character in the Book of King has a certain attraction for me. For instance, I like, of course, Rustam is very interesting because it starts from you follow characters of Rustam from the youth to became like 500 years old. And he makes so many mistakes when he's young, but by the time he grew up, he understands his mistake and he sort of correct himself. He tried to become a refined person and he make an effort to become a refined person. I really like his character. There is other character like Bijan, which is in my next show. He's a very pompous knight. He's young, hot-headed, but throughout the story, he learned to become humble, to understand to learning how to forgive, how to listen to the other people with the more experience. Yes, so there are plenty of it.
Well, it's great, and particularly to be able to share this now with Nowrouz coming up, and so many wonderful stories from the Shahnameh that are not commonly known here in the U.S. So I'm really excited about the next show as well as the one we've just seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that's absolutely right. That's what I'm putting this effort last. Almost 12 years. I dedicated my life into bringing these stories to the mass audience. In fact, let me share you a glimpse of another pop-up book, which is the Seventh Trial of Rustam, which let me see if I can share it with you.
Share, yeah.
One particular, I don't know why I cannot share it. Advanced option. It was.
Well, while we're waiting, perhaps Oscar can help you with the screen share.
Yeah.
I know that some kids, yes.
Yes. Tell me if there is a question, I'll be happy to answer.
Okay. One more question is, should kids think about doing stories with puppets?
Oh yes, puppet is so attractive and it's fun and and especially shadow puppets. There is a mystery in shadows that attract everyone. So because it's not just you're looking at something that is in front of you, you're looking at the shadow and the shade of the objects. So it's you open up your imagination and you make your own interpretation of what's going on. So we should explore that because also you can actually reach out to more audience. Do
you have a puppet there?
Yes, I have actually brought a few of them here.
Oh, wow.
Let me actually go.
Wow, what are they made from?
Yeah, these particular one is made with a kind of a paper that has a mixture of plastic in it. So as you can see, and
you have to carve it, right?
And then you're carving it, and then you add colors in the middle of it. And also here I add fabrics. You see, it's a fabric.
So the light goes through that, and then on the screen you see the puppet.
Yes. So the light comes basically here, the shadows, and then you go to the screen.
Right.
The one you saw earlier, this is one of the court viziers. They come and make a test Zal for his intelligence. Yeah, these are one of those.
They're so wonderful, and even just holding it up like this, we can sort of see how we can see through it and part of it, and and then imagine what it feels like to see a shadow. You can make it big or small, right?
Yes, depends on how you far away from the source of light. You can make it big or small. If you have actually the iPhone or the mobile device, they have a best source of light because you need to have a one single source of light. Otherwise, your shadow became fuzzy if you have few of them.
Okay, so you're saying that with some cardboard and fabric and an iPhone, we
yes,
can make their own shadow puppets.
Yes, with some colors, you can do. It's all about dedication and disciplines. When you spend times on these, you can make it happen. And we have 160 puppets like this.
Well, I'm sorry, our time is coming to an end, but I really am excited about your next puppet.
Yes, that's Song of the North.
Look at this.
Yes, let me show you this. This is some of the puppets from the Song of the North.
Wow.
Yeah, these are look at this. This is like, for instance, we have at the beginning, you have an Armenian delegate coming to the court. So all the design based on kind of that region. Or this lady. Oh, this is Akwan, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Akwan is black and white here, and then we put the color. See how we come?
Wow.
That's and this one is the new pop-up book. Is gonna hopefully, we're gonna start sort of announcing it. It's a 7th trial of Rustam, which goes through the adventure of Rustam, became a real knight.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to end. Good. That's just what I was going to ask you. If people want to know more, they go to Kingorama.
Yeah, Kingorama is the home for all the Shahnameh project content and what activities.
Well, it's very exciting, and congratulations.
Thank you.
And your whole team, because I can see how much work this really.
Yes. These are group efforts. It's not just one person.
Yes, and it's so fitting that we are celebrating Nowrouz and the coming of the spring today with your wonderful performance.
Thank you.
Your generosity, and we all hope to see you at BAM.
Fingers crossed that we will see this live. We've gone through quite a long time, so the idea of spring is more important than ever this year. Yes, it is.
All of you, stay safe and stay creative, and happy Nowrouz.
Happy Nowrouz.
Thank you again so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
And we'll see you all again soon.